Toyota brought back the legendary Supra after almost 2 decades, and this is it, the Mark V 5th generation Toyota Supra. But this one's based on a BMW platform, which means under all that beautiful bodywork, this is basically a BMW Z4. I'm here to possibly find out if combining BMW's engineering with Toyota's product was ever a good idea, or did it just backfire? The previous one, the 4th generation Supra, was a legend. Tuners and modifiers could easily get well over 1000 horsepower from its inline-6 engine. Because of emission standards, eventually it got discontinued in 2002. But they still hold a lot of value. A mint condition Mark IV with lower kilometers can fetch you $60,000 to even $100,000 in the used car market. So basically, Toyota knew the comeback Supra had some really big shoes to fill in, and I think they've done a really good job. The moment you look at this, oh my god, she is a beauty. I cannot just skip talking about the looks and its styling. This car is gorgeous. They've done a really great job on this one. These headlamps, they might look enormous in proportion to the entire vehicle, but if you look at the details, it really looks exquisite. They're all LEDs. A massive LED DRL runs across the width, which also switches to a turn indicator. The long curvy hood and the styling of the headlamps reminds me a lot of the previous generation Mark IV. Beautiful curves, beautiful bulges all around the car. Look at this, the double bubble roof looks really sporty and also allows a lot more headroom inside the cabin, whereas the sporty window line, well, looks sporty, but it makes getting in and out of the car a little difficult. The curves and the shoulder is just so epic. Look at this. That alone adds so much of character on the side profile. And then at the back there's a ducktail spoiler like trunk and a diffuser with a race car light on it. The only problem here is that the light on the diffuser is actually a reverse light and not a brake light or a fog lamp like in the actual race cars. And yeah, talking of problems, this doesn't have a trunk release at the back. So you either go back in and hit the switch or use your key fob. But even with the switch or the key fob, it doesn't pop open even a bit. You need to struggle and squeeze your fingers into this tiny gap and manually lift the trunk. And what do we have here? The trunk itself isn't small. I think you can easily fit in a couple of carry-on bags, but the opening, however, is quite narrow and high, which might be a problem for some. And talking of some more problems, at the front, it has a lot of vents, okay, all around the car. I mean, I totally understand they look cool and sporty, but the problem is they're all fake. It's just dead plastic all around. There's one on the door, a big one. There's one on the fender. Well, technically it's not the fender, it's the hood. The bumper, there's some at the back. I feel that's a terrible thing considering this is the actual Supra and not just a base car with the optional body kit on it. And then some more problems to top it up is the interior. I mean, this car is more BMW than Toyota on the inside. The gear knob is from a BMW, the iDrive controls, the screen here, the air condition controls, even the steering wheel is BMW just with a Toyota badge on it. And actually the instrument cluster is a good job done by Toyota. And then I don't know why and who decided to put the cup holders here. I mean, I can either use it as a cup holder or an armrest. And when you need to grab something from it, it's kind of an exercise. You need to stretch all the way. I mean, come on. And then it really doesn't have a sunroof or a convertible option. So if you want that, you might have to look at a BMW Z4. Like an actual BMW Z4. The one that doesn't have a Toyota body on it. Alright, the engine. Okay. Alright. Okay, moving on. This is a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder BMW engine. Yes, it's got a BMW engine and it's got BMW everything. So when this Mark V Supra came out in 2020, it had a power output of 335 horsepower. But this year Toyota upgraded the tune on it So it's the same engine, but it now makes 382 horsepower. Not that it was needed, but more power is always good, isn't it? Still uses the same 8-speed ZF gearbox, which is again not a bad thing. Ticks all the right boxes. It's got electronic limited slip differential. It's got launch control. Can do 0 to 100 in less than 4 seconds. And you can actually rev this engine right up to the red line even if you're stationary. Along with the power bump in 2021, Toyota also introduced an additional engine option, a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder which makes 255 horsepower or something, and a few changes here and there like a wireless phone charger. That's about it. I feel this is a very well balanced recipe. It's got an engine at the front, power to the rear wheels. It's got a limited slip differential, 255 section tires at the front, 275s at the back. I reckon this would be pretty fun on the racetrack. Alright, so this thing has a good engine, a proper gearbox. It is fun to drive. Also looks gorgeous. What could possibly be wrong with it? I think it has a lot to do with the fact that cars like these are bought out of emotions and not just necessities. And that's where this car hurts. Let me explain. You see, if you were a BMW fan, you would go right ahead and buy yourself an actual BMW. The one with the BMW body, right? And if you were a Supra fan, this would still not work for you because this is practically a BMW Z4 or a Z4. It's not the Supra. The only thing Supra about this is the badge here. That's it. Another case scenario, if you were a Toyota fan, this is probably not the one you should be looking at. This has a BMW motor, a BMW gearbox, a BMW this and that. It's not a Toyota. And then you might also want to consider the cost. At a similar price, you can get yourself a Porsche Cayman or even a basic spec Corvette C8, which is a mid-engine V8 supercar. All of that makes me think that this could be an epic combination, but it can never be a legend like the previous generation Mark IV. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is an awesome machine. This is a superb car, but it's good as a car, not as a Supra. Is it the best of both worlds or is it a massive mistake? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And like always, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I'll see you in another video soon. Stay cool, stay subscribed.